Many people have been asking me what my position is on what's going on in the Middle East and the crisis that has unfolded in Gaza. The fact that we have seen more than 2/3 of all the deaths that have occurred being innocent civilians, including many women and children. The fact that over 160 UN nations have agreed that this is a humanitarian crisis that has unfolded. That needs to show us that our approach has been wrong. That's why back in November, I was the first candidate in this race to actually call for a ceasefire, because I was seeing the news that was coming out of this horrible situation. That's why I talk about having a nuanced and balanced approach that not only supports Israel's right to defend itself against Hamas terrorists, because they are a terrorist group, but also talks about still upholding humanitarian law and prevent the indiscriminate killing of civilians. Instead of dropping 1,000-pound bombs on hospitals and refugee camps, we need to deploy special operations that target the individual terrorists. Instead of talking about exiling Palestinians to Egypt or the Congo, why are we not talking about establishing a two-state solution? Instead of just focusing on offense, why are we not focused on defense and security measures? We need to uphold our values that distinguish us from the terrorists. And just because we can criticize the Israeli government without being anti-Semitic, we can also criticize the American government without being un-American. I disagree with America's interning of Japanese Americans after the attack on Pearl Harbor. I disagreed with opening up Guantanamo Bay and having Muslim bans after the 9/11 terrorist attack. I don't talk about imprisoning all white males, even though they've been all of the mass shooters that we've had in this country. Because again, we need nuanced, balanced approaches that uphold our values, that protect innocent civilian lives, that understand what differentiates leaders from everyone else. That's the kind of approach we also need in the Middle East. And I hope the rest of the candidates in my race and leaders up and down the ballot understand that approach. And that's the way I would not only campaign, but that's the way I would govern. And that's the approach I take to being a leader, especially on tough issues.